Goofy walks a dog. Which is the dog walking a dog.
It's because Goofy is he's goofy, but he can actually talk. Pluto. I mean they're a bunch of mice too.
Wait.
Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, they're mice.
Ducks. Goofy's a dog.
Goofy's a dog.
Pluto's a dog, but he can talk.
That's what Johnny's saying.
Genetically mutated.
There we go. Pluto's just a normal dog. Pluto or Goofy, on the other hand, and then Mickey and Minnie and Donald and all them. They're some smart animals.
They're mutated.
Disney, it's a trap. Disney is taking over the world.
They're like the human lens.
Yeah.
Like I got myself.
Wouldn't if the way to turn it would be like two.
Okay, so lesson 28, angles. Lesson 28, angles. So we're on page 42 right now. So let's talk about a few different types of lines. So first and foremost, parallel lines. We've all heard of parallel lines before, and there's parallel lines everywhere you're going to end up looking. So your piece of paper, your textbook, two lines that are never going to cross, those are parallel lines. So two lines that will never cross. If they are angled at all, that means they will cross at some point. So parallel lines, they are two lines that will never cross. Perpendicular lines, you could see perpendicular lines like this. You could see them like that. Even like this, where it's just a tiny little intersection point. So anywhere where two lines cross each other, they are perpendicular lines. Those are perpendicular lines. So, or I should say they're intersecting lines. So, sorry, that's my bad. So perpendicular lines, that's these guys right here. Perpendicular. Oblique lines, I forgot about oblique lines. Oblique lines would be these guys right here. What's the difference between the perpendicular lines right here and the oblique lines, Brady? So yeah, perpendicular angles, they make what's called square angles. So it's going to be like, think of a cross. Think of a cross.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah. So perpendicular lines, they're going to make right angles. So there's going to be a perfect 90 degrees at every corner. Oblique lines, there's going to be, like Brady said, there's going to be obtuse angles and acute angles. So this angle right here, that's an obtuse angle. This angle right here, acute. This angle here, obtuse. This angle right here, acute. So any angle that's smaller than 90 degrees would be acute. It's a cute little angle. Anything bigger than 90, it's going to be obtuse. 90 would be what? What would we call 90? 90 degrees or a right angle. Yep.
No, I don't like it when they do this. On one it says, right where it says, square angles formed by perpendicular lines. Under that sentence, or paragraph or whatever, it says right angles, and the middle one is annoying because to me it looks like an obtuse angle, but it's really a right angle.
So these three things right here, they are all called angles. They all have a angle. So this first one, so where I put the number 1, what type of angle is that? What type of angle is that, Grace? The one that is smaller than 90 degrees. And if you forgot, it's at the bottom of your book on page 143. It would be acute. It's a cute little angle. It's smaller than 90 degrees. It's a cute little guy. It's small. The second one right here would be what, Brady? Obtuse. Obtuse. It's a big one. It's a big boy.
Big boy.
It's a thick boy. It's bigger than 90. It's obtuse. And then you have acute. Acute. I can't make my voice go that high.
If it was a straight angle, that'd be also obtuse, right?
Obtuse. Acute. Obtuse. Acute. Okay, and then we have what is called a right angle. That's the only thing that's normal. Right angle, you just say right angle. Acute. Obtuse. So there we go. Yeah.
If there was I mean, technically you could call it either a line or an angle. So if it was like flat like a line.
So this would be a line. Whoops.
It can also be a line, but like.
So what about this point that's at the bend at all of these angles? What is that point where it's at the bend? What is that called? Yeah, Brady. Nope. What is that called? It's at the bottom of your book page, bottom of the page on page 142. Grace? That's your vertex. So the point where the angle bends, that's the vertex. So there's a vertex there, vertex there, vertex there. So wherever it is, wherever you have a bend, you're going to have what's called a vertex, or if you have multiple, like with a square, you're going to have what's called 4 vertices. 4 vertices. Let me show you what I'm talking about.
I spell vertices.
I am very bad at spelling, so I'll attempt. So there's 1 vertice there, or 1 vertex, 2, 3, 4. So within the square, what type of angles are at each of those corners with the square? What type of angle? Is it acute? Is it obtuse? Or are they all right angles, Talon? They're all right angles because they all make a 90-degree angle. Okay. How about this, what's called a right triangle? What type of angle is at each of those vertices? What type of angle is at all of those vertices, Grace? It's acute because it's smaller than 90. See how it bends in at each of those points? So if I were to use my highlighter here to draw kind of the line, does that look like it's bigger or smaller than 90 degrees? Which, think of 90 degrees, that's like the corner of your book. It's an L shape. Is it smaller than an L shape or bigger than an L shape? It's smaller. So it's going to be, it's smaller than the L shape. So the L shape, that is 90 degrees.
And I'm pretty sure that
L shape.
Like, almost like 45 degrees.
So for this triangle right here, yeah, this right triangle, each of those are going to be 45 degrees. We're not going over that right now, but that's good that you know that, Brady. I like it. Yeah, Grace?
Yeah, it was so confusing for me too. Yeah. Like, what is he even asking?
So I'm making it there. I'm making it there. Don't worry. Yeah, so let me show you here. So if I were to make an acute angle with my hands, what would you do with your hands? Right? It'd be just small. It could be like this, anywhere that's not like this. This would be your right angle. Your right angle would be 2 L shapes. The shape of an L on your forehead. That's from Shrek. So those of you who didn't get that. So acute, smaller, L shape, right angle, and then bigger. Gotta really stretch your fingers out. That's your obtuse. That's your obtuse angle.
If you try to do it, I'm pretty sure, unless you're really like flexible and maybe double jointed, you could probably go farther than right. But your fingers are only meant to go a right angle. Is it perpendicular?
I'm drawing it right now.
Oh,
so the angle right here, that's obtuse.
Can I draw my fingers as lines? Can I draw my fingers as lines? That's fine. I'm not good at drawing fingers. You're amazing at drawing fingers.
Oh, thanks.
Can I show you how I?
This is my other hand.
Oh, can I show you how?
That's my acute angle.
Can I show you how bad I'm drawing hands?
No, let me draw mine.
It looks like I don't even have like my fingers are like. Oh my.
Okay, so you see what I'm doing there? So this is what you do for letter A. So using your thumb and your forefinger to make the angle. So I just gave you the answer to letter A. Okay, does that make sense what you're doing there though?
It's normal that one has 1 finger or 3 fingers.
I didn't put 3 fingers on one of them.
I put 3 fingers.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's like the Simpsons. All the Simpsons characters have 3 fingers or 4 fingers. So, and then for B through D, you're just describing the angles. So if it's an obtuse, acute, or right angle. Oh, and then 4 o'clock, what angle would that be? So let me show you that real quick. So if you have a clock, and we're all over clocks today. So if I had 5 o'clock and my hands were going out like this and this, what type of angle is that right there? Yeah, Grace? Obtuse, yep. So 5 o'clock would be an obtuse angle. If it was 1 o'clock, it would be acute. It would be an acute angle. If we had 3 o'clock, what type of angle would that be, Brady? 3 o'clock, what type of angle would that be? It would be a right angle, yep, because it makes the L shape.
Right, I'm still drawing my hand.
You're okay. All right, how do we feel about naming obtuse, right, and acute angles? Do you guys feel good?
I feel like
Sweet. Okay.
101%.
So now let's incorporate the vertices. So example 1 on page 144. Example 1 on page 144. Because this is where we're going to start getting into the meat and potatoes of this lesson.
What about what about the hot dogs?
Your meat and
What about the hot
salad. I don't know.
What about the hot dogs and pizza?
What if you don't like salad?
I say hot dogs.
Well, just pick something you would like.
It's too bad. I only like Caesar salad. Okay.
Only Caesar salad, all right.
I like chef salad.
Your candy and your chips. Sure.
Caesar salad is the only salad.
What if you don't like candy?
Well, then you're gonna be a lot healthier than the rest of us who do like candy and chips.
Okay, great. Here's the thing. I have a question.
Okay. So up here, up front. So here's a structure that you're gonna see quite a bit. So at each of those vertices, so point Q is what we would call that, point M, point R, and point S. So if I were to say angle Q, M, R, what would you think my angle would be? Yeah, Talon? Acute, yep, because it goes from Q to M. So look up here, Q to M, and then M to R. So that angle would be QMR. M is in the middle because it's at your vertex. It's at the point that's in the middle. See what I'm doing there? Okay, so let's try, let's see here, where's my eraser? So I'm gonna do SMR. SMR is, so where would I start? Where would I start my angle at, Grace? So S, then where do I go? M, and then R. Sorry, that got a little crazy. SMR. And what type of angle is that? Is that acute, obtuse, or is it a right angle? Grace? It's an obtuse angle, yep. Good. So yeah, that's all they were talking about right there. Oh, another way you could write this is you could write it this way as well. You could write it as angle RMS. As long as M is in the middle, it doesn't matter how you write it. You could write SMR or RMS. Same thing with the QMR. You could write it RMQ as well. All right. So last one. Last one is when we're working with a weird figure. Yeah, Talon? Yeah, parallel lines would be, it would be up and down like this or side to side, like an equal sign or a sideways equal sign. Perpendicular is like a plus sign or a cross. So I have a structure right here. It has 4 sides, right? So I'm going to name all my vertices. So I have point D, point C, point B, point A. Okay, so let's see. Which angle is an acute angle? Where is my acute angle? Yeah, Grace? Angle A, yep. So angle A would be equals acute. Talon, which angle is obtuse?
CBA.
Yep, CBA. CBA, also known as ABC. Okay, so the way that you could write it for angle A is you could write it like this guy right here, angle DAB, dab on him, or you could BAD, bad on him. And then, oops, undo. Where would be my right angles, Brady? Where are my right angles? DCB, yep. DCB. What's my other one? You could do opposite, so BCD. What else is there? ADC. And then what's CDA? Yep. There we go. Those are my right angles. Good. All right. I think you guys have more than enough information for A through K. I think you guys got it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Good. Good. Stop sharing. No, I don't want to play solitaire right now. I mean, I do want to play solitaire.
I do too.
But I got a job I got to do. I got to teach you. I got to teach you hooligans.